Okay, if you're using Kali Linux, then obviously you have an Apache server already installed. So really all you need to do is service Apache2 start, and this will really start your Apache server. To test the server, just type wget or wget 127.0.0.1 and 200. Okay, so your web server is working fine. Now let's go ahead and clear the screen and navigate to cd etc apache2, right? So let's start right here in this list. Now what we have here, apache2.conf file, a config file, and we have many other directories that are important to secure the web server. So we have the confd directory, we have mods enabled and mods available. Now we'll go ahead and review this configuration in this demo to secure or lock down our Apache server. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with checking out the apache2 conf.usevi, and we'll go ahead and hit enter here. Now let's just scroll down a little bit to check out what do we have in this configuration file. Now, if you're a developer, just a quick hint here. Anything that is commented, in other words, that has the #t here, is not active. It's not enabled. So whenever we find something that doesn't have hash, it means it's active, right? So we'll go ahead and check this out now. Now, we'll see the examples right now. So what we're doing here now, we're checking out the configuration of Apache. So as an example here, PID file, the file which the server should record its process. And this is the PID file. And the name of the file, right? So whenever we don't have any hash, like I said, it means that the command or the setting is active. And these are the settings of this configuration file. So looks like here's a timeout also. So a number of seconds before it will receive and send timeout. So timeout is 300 seconds. To time out this session is 300 seconds. So now this setting could be changed to match our needs, actually, to match the need of your website administrator. So whatever they say should be the correct timeout. Keep alive session, whether or not to allow persistent connections more than requests per connection, is set to off to deactivate. So all you need to change here keep alive, and then change that change the on to off. So now we have our keep alive off. So let's go ahead and scroll down to check out some more important things. Now we're going to go ahead and scroll down to check. It's not really a long file, and it doesn't have a lot of security details, but the main configuration is right here in this file. So here's the htaccess. It's a very important file. It controls the directory access, whether this website is able to access certain directories or not, and many other settings. So we have access file name. This is the name of the file to look in the directory for initial configuration. Now, so you can edit the htaccess, or you can check it out and see what it does or what it does contain. We have here some stuff for lookup. So host name lookup is off. Here's the error log files. So when there's any error on the website, it'll be written to this file in the level of logging, right? So it's just warning right now. Got some more settings for logging. Really, that's it for the file. It doesn't really contain a lot of secretive stuff. So we're going to have to go ahead and quit this file, and we're going to check out our mods available. So we'll list this mod. So here in this one, we have something related to SSL. If you've ever heard about the vulnerability called poodling, so we'll protect ourselves from this vulnerability, and I'll explain in a bit for you just what is this vulnerability. So I'm now in SSL config, and this vulnerability is based on an old version of SSL, which is SSL version 3. Now, a hacker can exploit the vulnerability in SSL version 3 and read in plain text all the credentials, things like our username, password, sent in this NI session. So I'm going to keep navigating down until, yeah, there we go. Here's the setting that you should change. So right now, it's enabled only secure protocols, which are SSL v3 and TLS version 1, but not SSL v2. So here's the setting actually. SSL protocol all except SSL v2. So what I should do here is insert to change here. So I'm going to change this to be all. Well, I'm sorry, it seems I really, looks like I didn't put an I for insert. Now I'm in insert mode, SSLv3 space and SSLv2. So now actually we're using only TLS version 1 protocol, which is more secure, or really the most secure protocol so far right now. So SSLv3 is also vulnerable. So we should change this setting right here. So let's go ahead and do that. And we'll hit escape to exit insert mode. We'll keep navigating down. Let's see, we can check out whether there's any other interesting settings here. And it looks like that's actually it. Now, the file is done here. So here's one setting to change to protect against the poodling vulnerability. So I'm going to save and quit this file. I'm going to go back one directory, and I want to go to the conf.d directory and list here what I do have. Right? So let's see what I have. So right here is called security. Let's check out security and the security file. Here is the security settings of the Apache server. So this is good. This is going to help us see how we can lock it down. So let's go down and navigate and check out a few settings that can help us to lock down the system. So here's our trace enable, and it's off. That's better. I mean, the latest version of Apache are already configured with really kind of the best practices. So if I turn this on, I'm going to allow trace for the HTTP session, so someone can trace back my server. That might not be a good idea because they're going to be able to get more information. And here's a very important thing here. So I'm going to go to insert mode, and server signature is on usually. So instead of changing this, I'm going to command this line and remove the comment for this one. So right now I have disabled server signature. So it means if someone's trying to note information about which server they're soliciting websites and which version of Apache and so on, this information will not be able, that hacker will not be able to get this information. All right, so let's go ahead and escape out of insert mode for now. So here's the directory access. So the settings here are, looks like they're really good to go. So we're disabling directory access, or it's disabled already. And it looks like that's all for this site. So we have here already some good settings configured. But if you're using another version or older version of Apache, it might be a good idea to review the settings of these files, right? So let's save and quit out of this file. And I'm going to go back to another time one directory and list again. So I'm going to go to the mods enabled. And let's go ahead and list what's in this directory. I have here two files, which are conf and autoindex.load. So I want to remove these files, so I can simply remove m and specify the file name, and I can specify here also the -rf to delete specifically this file. So anyway, I want to remove do I want to remove autoindex? Well, you know, now the website index automatically the directory. So if this setting is enabled, then a hacker can try to list other directories or all the directories of my website and discover what kinds of files I have here and try to access them or execute them. So it's really a good practice to remove autoindex.config and autoindex.load.
Gathering information will always be the first step in any attack. What kind of information do we need for hacking the web?
That's a good question.
Yes, so before we talk about that, we should first define which services run on the target, like 80, 443, and so on. Using online tools, we can discover if the site has other hidden websites, and which domains are owned by the main site. Netcraft is a great place to start with.